Alright, people, Scsigs here. I'm here to do sort of an impromptu unboxing and review. So I had already opened one of these boxes, but I have the Shodo Double X, I think is what it is, Kamen Rider, Ichigo, and Nigo, I believe, 1 and 2. So, yeah, these are basically just, like, small figures with not a lot of, like, detail or whatever, and they're not too high-end. These are about, I forget how much yen, but these are like, only like several dollars, I think, US. And basically, they are part of a line of these figures. As you can see, there's about 7 of them for this wave at the very least, or this lineup. I'm gonna see if they have more, because I went to the Kamen Rider store to get these. And, yeah, they're also candy toy things, so, yeah. But, so I'm just gonna show off these, sorry, I just ate, so... Alright, so, yeah, just to show off the box, you have a picture of the figure right here, a render, with Shodo Double Cross, I think is what that says, Kamen Rider. So I guess Double Cross is what this is. So yeah, you have the Roman numeral for 1, the logo for the line, 10, and Japanese, and all that, Bandai. And you have this up here. Basically, this is the Kamen Rider equivalent to the Sentai Shodo Super stuff that have been coming out the last few years. So yeah, then you have the other side right there. I already showed this side. You have the bottom. The top just has that. In the back, you have it shows off his details, and then him doing a rider kick. So yeah. So then you have Kamen Rider Nigo, or Kamen Rider 2. So yeah, because partway through the very first Kamen Rider series, because the actor, I believe, hurt something on his legs, I think, doing one of the stunts on a motorcycle. Because of that, he couldn't do the show for a while, so they decided to replace his character with a new one. And we have Kamen Rider 2, or Kamen Rider Nigo. So... yeah. So we have, just the box here, with Kamen Rider Nigo right there. You have Shodo Double Cross right there, Kamen Rider, number 2, Bandai Namco, or the side right there with all the figures in the wave, plus an accessories kit, it looks like, for, this one, so, yeah. And then the back, again, his parts, and then him doing a rider kick. So yeah. So to show off what's in these boxes before I open up the second box and put these figures together for the review part of this. So basically on the top here you have a little tab that is perforated, so you just open that. It's pretty easy to open. These are supposed to be for kids, after all, at the very least. You have all of his parts right here, his body, his hands, whatever this is, his helmet, and his scarf. So, yeah. Then, you have a little candy toy. Or not candy toy, you have a piece of candy. So, yeah. So let's do the same thing with Nigo right here. Probably should have waited until I got home to film these, but this is kind of impromptu. Oh yeah, the top of the box as well. Been a bit since I've done an unboxing free-handed where I have to hold the camera. So yeah. So just like the other one, you have the body, hands, helmet, and tie. So yeah. And you have the piece of candy. So, gonna transition to another thing. So, yeah, where I have the figures all assembled and everything. Alright, so we're back after I've unwrapped and put together these figures. Basically, as you saw with the bags and everything, they come in bags that are separated and everything, with the bodies, heads, scarves, and hands unattached and just in their own things. The hands are attached to this, as was whatever the hell this is. I'm assuming it has something to... I think it's a stand for the rest of the arms and hands, for the ones that aren't being used. But yeah. So, in regards to overall look, I think that these two look pretty good. For what is needed, you know? These are very basic, like, affordable, cheap figures, that are actually pretty decent. I will say that. They're also based on the same mold. The only thing that's different is the coloring in a bunch of places, and I think the antennae might be slightly different as well. But yeah. And yeah, so taking a look at them, I think they look pretty good. And everything. So, yeah. So obviously, Kamen Rider Ichigo has a, like, turquoise blue type color. And Nigo has green. So, yeah. So they look very distinct from one another, which is good. So, yeah, and also, Nigo has the silver stripe down his arms and legs, which is nice. And also something I noticed that I forgot about, actually, that these figures have, is a back port. So if you have a stand that you want to use for these guys, you can just plug it right into the back, or right into their backs, and where the hole is, and you can just pose them doing like a rider kick or something. So yeah, these are actually pretty good. And in terms of articulation, let me see if I can one-hand this. Head, you can mostly move. The scarf is kind of hindering it. And I screwed up the scarf right there, but yeah. In terms of the arms, that's a single ball joint there. I think you can, move this in a 360. Shoulders, not too bad in terms of articulation. I'm assuming you can, you probably, okay, that's snapped off. Luckily it can just be reattached. I'll do that later. But yeah, and yeah, back and forth. It's basically like very, very cheap and, or cheap to make, and, like, basic figure arts in a way. But yeah, the legs, you can spin around in 360 like that. It's like a single ball joint, but it has a good amount of, like, reach right there for the knees, and then the feet can move back and forth. There's also a toe joint. So yeah, so it's very, very similar to the SH Figure Arts line, and that's actually really cool. So yeah, so in terms of these basic figures that are mainly made to sell to children for very little money, as well as also maybe collectors and everything, these are actually pretty good, and everything. So yeah, so I'm probably one of the last people on the internet to review Shodo Double Cross Kamen Rider figures. But that's because I've never gotten any before. I don't even have any Shodo Super stuff from Super Sentai. I intend to fix that, but yeah. And then we just have the candy. So, let's try it. Oh, it's gum. I knew I recognized that. It's just... It's basic gum. That's what it is. Doesn't taste bad, it just tastes... not great. But, okay. So that's it for this review. Hope you guys liked it. More reviews of stuff coming soon, because I got stuff from, different stores here in Tokyo, and I plan to do reviews. So, yeah. As well as other stuff upcoming. So, yeah, guys. So, not much else to say. Links in the description, all my shit. Subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.